Hi guys, and welcome back
Hello.
to another
Hello.
episode at the Uncommons channel.
Sup?
If it's your first time joining us, welcome to the family. And if you didn't know, my name is Blandine, and today we do have another special guest on air with us. But before we get to the introduction, we're gonna play a quick little game of questionnaire. So the first question is, what is something you are obsessed with?
Something I'm obsessed with. Well, honestly, I have my moments where, at one moment I'm obsessed with something and the next moment I'm not. So I guess currently my obsession is nobody judge me for this, but a TV show.
What TV show?
Okay.
Wait, is it the one you told me?
I don't know, did I? I might have,
Pretty
but
Little Liars.
yes.
Uh,
I've been binge watching Pretty Little Liars lately because I haven't seen the show in a while. I was like 13, 14 when
Yeah,
it
I
came
remember when
out.
it came out.
So now that I'm older and I get to like really be into it, I'm like, wow, because I really like mysteries. So right now that's like my obsession, but I had to take a little break from watching it because I was like, I'm watching this way too much. So right now that's my current obsession.
What about you?
um, my obsession is Pixar movies. I'm obsessed with Disney.
Uh,
I
yes.
yeah, I have
I-
a problem.
I, I,
Have you guys seen Raya the Last Dragon?
yes.
Dragon?
I
Mhm.
love that movie.
I
I
like-
almost cried.
I
You
cried
did?
too. I did.
There's a new one that came out. When was it? Yesterday.
Luca?
Luca.
Yeah, I
Very-
saw that too.
You saw
I
it?
think
Very
I didn't
good.
watch it yet, but I saw it pop up on Disney Plus.
Very
watched
good.
it?
Very good. I'm sorry. I had to. I had
Wow.
to. I had to.
That's
I was up all
amazing.
night. I had to watch it. So.
Oh.
What is it about? Oh.
Oh well, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up.
Oh Lord, what am I obsessed with? Oh, that's I didn't even think about that. I would say I like to binge,
I think it's
watch, binge. I'm saying this so wrong.
Binge watch.
Binge watch. Yes, there you go. I love watching shows and movies that I've already watched like a millions of times. I could literally sit there and watch a whole 8 seasons of a show that I've already watched and say the lines like word for word. I like doing that.
Who got the time?
Me.
What?
It's
So
fun.
are we just talking about things that movies that we're obsessed with, or
I mean, just things in general,
be
but
things
that was
in
like
general, but I
the
any? So what? Besides that, what else are you obsessed with?
Oh my goodness.
it's a hard
What?
question.
Yeah, like
That is a hard
what
question.
is something else I'm obsessed with that's like not TV related? I mean, I have like stuff that I'm obsessed with. It's just something that I can't think of the top of my head.
It's a hard question. What about you? Since you're the one.
Yeah, you do the icebreaker. Maybe
I
I'll think of something
mean,
once you say it.
me, I'm probably say like pictures. I'm obsessed with cameras. I'm obsessed with software.
Oh,
I just started editing on a new software, so
Cool.
it's. I didn't realize how exciting it was. Oh my bad.
Did
My
you
bad. Go
too?
ahead.
Yeah, see, this is why I need to say something because I thought about
Yeah.
it. Okay,
What was
so,
it?
Little mini backstory.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a market partner for it's called Monet. I call it Monet because
Oh,
it sounds
yeah.
more fancy.
Okay.
And I don't really sell it anymore, but I still buy the products. And I bought like the little protein powder thing.
Okay.
And I decided to buy a blender bottle. I've been obsessed with a blender bottle.
A blender bottle.
Yes, you know when it has a little
bottle.
metal. It's called a blender bottle. It has a little
Oh,
metal in
it has the little
And you-
tornado
it.
inside.
Yes, and you like put.
That's real.
Yes, it don't put ice in it though. But you like you just shake it up and then it's mixed. I was like, who knew
Must
that one
be
little
nice.
metal that you put in a bottle can make a big difference?
Must be nice.
So the shakes
I
have been
didn't know
coming
that.
out really good. Don't do the ice thing though, but
it doesn't. It doesn't work with ice. Like,
I wouldn't trust it with ice, but I never tried it. But I don't even want to waste my time. I don't want to
Okay.
be disappointed. But it's just more of like imagine like when you mix alcohol, like stuff like that.
Oh,
It's kind of like that. Like it just
Yeah, yeah,
mixes
yeah.
everything together. So I make like a little shake I do the
Cool.
acai packets, put in there with the yogurt.
How
milk.
obsessed are you with? Is it here? Do you have it in your car?
No, I don't.
I low-key wanted to see it.
No, but you should look it up though. It's pretty neat.
I've seen it. I see it all over Instagram
It
when I
kind of
was
makes
on
you
Instagram.
excited to like drink healthy.
Probably look that up afterwards.
As soon as you said healthy, I
But it tastes good though.
hope so.
My obsession, I just thought of one, is I don't want to freak you guys out, but it's blood.
Huh?
I know. Like,
Girl. How do we
I-
go from shakes to blood?
What?
I've like since high school. I think that's why I really like the medical field. Is I'm not a serial killer or anything like that. I don't want to.
Okay.
That's not the vibe I'm trying to give. But like, I like seeing blood.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. It just. I think that's really why I want to be a brain surgeon, because you're dealing with blood. That's part of it. But I also want to help people. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next
So would
question.
you work at like? I mean, I don't know what you do right now, but do you work with like where you
Well,
draw
right
blood
now-
at the doctor's office? Then would you wanna
Right
do
now,
that?
no. Right now, I don't. But I did used to deal with a lot of blood when I worked in the hospital, and
You like
I
it?
I did. I
Ugh.
Is your favorite show Dexter?
I used to watch that show. It was really good. It was a little bit sociopath for me, so I stopped watching it, but I did like it. Okay, I'm gonna move on because I sound crazy now. Next question. What's your favorite way to waste time?
Watching TV.
I think that's a good one.
Literal. Well,
I mean, and social media, but social media just gets so boring. Like I don't know.
it gets
It's
boring.
Yes, it's boring.
That's a first.
That's the first time I've ever
That's
heard
a
that.
first.
Because usually people be like, it takes your time, like it consumes you,
It does.
but it makes you bored.
Yes, like I'll scroll on it and I'm like, okay, like I'm tired of seeing the same thing.
So how-
TikTok, my algorithm is the same.
Oh,
thing.
I'm not.
I'm not into TikTok.
I don't got.
And even Instagram, I'm like, dang, like okay, picture. All of
That's
it. I
why-
don't know. I just lose interest sometimes.
I low key hate my job because I have to be on Instagram to see like what the trend is or like what people are taking pictures of, but I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's bad. But I get what you're saying. That's interesting though. I've never heard that before.
Well,
How long are you on Instagram?
To be honest, you know how the little weekly thing pops up on your phone?
Yeah.
It says 4 hours a week. Is that bad?
4 hours.
Is
That
that
is
That's
much?
good.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I thought
What?
it was too much.
4 hours a week.
4 hours a week.
And when
Not
I'm
a-
like really have no time in my hands, it's 5 hours.
Wow.
I try to limit it to 3 hours a week.
Wow.
How?
I don't know. I scroll on there for maybe 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes. And then I'll
Oh,
just get off
I'll
and
be
do
on.
something else.
Yesterday, I was low key on there for like 2-3 hours. I'm not
Like,
gonna cap.
nonstop. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Same. Cause
I didn't realize
better
until it
on
was like
myself now.
12. Nah, you did good. You doing good.
can.
Whatever you doing in life
Yeah.
must be nice.
I follow a lot of like funny pages. That's what I mainly have on my phone on social media.
yeah, same.
So that's probably why I stay on there for long, because I keep seeing funny videos, and then I would go to their page and look at their other funny videos that I haven't seen. Yeah.
I do the same thing, but usually with TikTok. TikTok is probably what takes up most. It takes about an
TikTok
hour
does.
sometimes. So yeah. And
Well,
I
I
can
just
see
go on
that.
this
say
person's page. Oh, this video's funny.
I can
I'm
see that.
learning this. So.
I'm mostly on YouTube because I'm always watching tutorials.
Oh,
Oh.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I always go
YouTube is the best university. Just gotta put it on there. I'm gonna get my degree soon. Don't worry about it.
My favorite way to waste time is, I just blanked. I'm sorry. So my mind just went blank. But my favorite way to waste time, I would say, it's gonna sound weird, but school.
Okay, now wait a minute. Before you start, I'm just gonna say, when you say waste time, I'm thinking of something that's not
Productive.
School is
That's productive.
I mean, it's annoying.
Well, I mean,
Annoying, but
when I'm bored out of my mind and I have like nothing to do, I do like research, like school related for like my future.
So what you're saying is give you my homework when
and
you're
mine
bored.
too.
That's what you're saying.
I mean, I guess you could
I'm
take
like
it
the
that
funny
way,
person
but
that's help with my schoolwork.
You're in school right now?
I am, but not for the summer. I just finished my AA, so
Wow.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
take a
Round of
break.
applause.
yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a break in the summer
Mm-hmm.
and then just go back in the fall. But I'm gonna apply for FAU, so I'm
Ooh.
gonna try to
Nice. Nice.
I used to go to FAU. I was getting my bachelor's, but I took a break. Now I'm going to school for something else. So maybe FAU will see me in like 3 years. We'll see.
Wow.
Next question. What is something popular now that annoys you?
I would say how much they glorify, not necessarily the rap industry, but I guess like the rappers, how much, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, I don't have nothing against like Megan and Cardi, but it just gets kind of annoying when it's the same, like, just showing your body. Like, it's just something new. Like, hey, what more
Or
do
like
you
the
have to
music
offer?
videos and
Yeah.
what
So,
they talk rap about.
are you referring
Like
to?
selling sex. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. What were you saying?
Like basically like selling your sex appeal. Like
Yeah. Are you referring to the last Megan drop that she did?
Did you
'Cause-
see that
I
video?
don't even keep up with it anymore. I'm just
I really don't
I
either.
don't either. It's just like
Yada yada. I don't know.
that was before she took her hiatus, which to me, I don't see how she did,
What is she-
because she said her team was still posting for her on her behalf, but it's just like, to me, I feel like when you take a hiatus and you come back, you come like
New.
whoa, yeah, like you're bringing something new to that people didn't know.
But she came out with a new song. It's
That's
literally
the
the same
same.
thing.
Did she? But what is the hiatus that she said she was going to take? Like, did she say I'm taking a break and I just want to work on like?
I think
Yeah.
I think that's basically what she said.
She's taking a hiatus from social media. And
She's working on herself.
Work on a new music.
Yeah.
Like changing her music, but it was the same thing.
But shout out to her, if you listening.
We have nothing
have
against.
anything.
We have nothing against
I
her.
don't have anything against her or anything. I'm just tired of the new music industry. Everything's always like,
Yes, I really listen
girls show their
to.
body, and then it's like.
I listen to
And I
old
don't mind
music.
like I don't mind dancing to the music sometimes, but it's just like it's been a
Something
while.
new.
Yeah.
Please, something new. Last question. Which is more important, having a great car or a great house?
I would definitely say a house, but I do feel like having a good car is important too, because I've already been traumatized by my last car. My last car was a hand-me-down, and it was a nice little Lexus, it was a hand-me-down.
Oh,
But I had
Lexus.
issues with it every month. And ever since then, I
Those are the
was
worst
scarred.
cars.
So, like, whenever I have an issue with this car, if the car I have now, if I ever have an issue, I'm like, oh, I'm saving up some money to get a new one. Like, I don't want to struggle because
What?
it's like, why make payments
Yeah.
on something if it's gonna give me issues while I'm still making payments on it? So, but overall, I would say a house. Like, I would like to having a roof over my head, making sure that my water's running. Like I'd rather a house.
Yeah. Same thing for me. Well, yeah, I'll say a house too for me.
Nah, I'm gonna stick with my little Yoda. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my house. I was already planning on getting the house until they told me it was a bad idea, but
Why was it a bad idea?
What?
cause the house that I want, like, it's too early to think of a house. I guess the house that I wanted is like, it's $1 million. I'm gonna get it. Don't worry about that. But yeah, it is kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, is kind of early because I don't know if I want to settle down here. because I was already like shopping and everything, like looking for a house here, but I don't know if I want to settle down yet. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna do an apartment.
Well, to be honest, still buying a house is still better than renting, because renting you're just
This is
throwing
true.
money away.
Yeah.
You don't have to get $1 million house yet, but
This is
still
true.
finding something in your price range.
This is true. One thing that, so my friends are like big into real estate or whatever. So one thing that they always tell me is that it's better to rent, because anything that's broken in the house, because when you're buying a house, it's always sketchy. You don't know exactly what you're gonna buy. If you buy a house, they'll sell it to you and make it think like, oh, the air conditioning works. Then the air conditioning don't work. Now you gotta pay with your own money so much money to fix one little thing. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But I've been thinking about it. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. This was a recent thing, but yeah.
Okay. So, how was your week?
My week was good. I work at a daycare, so I work 7:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. So it takes up most of my
God.
time.
Dealing with kids. How was that?
Working with kids?
Yeah.
It's eventful. You're never bored,
Eventful.
but I work with toddlers. They're 1.5. So at least they're cute.
Oh Lord,
And I have some good kids, so
some
yeah.
So,
7 to
we
4
have 12 kids in our class.
can't be me.
wow. So your patience is really pushed, or
I
no?
mean, you would think I would have more patience because I've been with them for 6 years. 6 years. It hasn't been 6 years. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm about to say
Oh, Lord,
wow.
I'm
What?
not trying to work for 6 years. No, it's only been 4 years. But
that's still you. That's still a lot.
I'm trying to wonder why I even accidentally said 6 years. No, God, I don't want to work there for 6
God
years.
is low key talking to you.
No,
Low
but
key.
I know 4 years is a long time, but you would think after 4 years I would still have patience. I don't know. I just don't think I still have patience working
That's
with
crazy.
kids. But I'm
feel
never
you.
bored, and
I'm
it teaches
sure.
you a lot working with children.
Does it?
Yeah,
I don't like it.
yeah. Don't. It's not for everybody.
Don't have kids.
It's not for
Don't-
everybody.
I wouldn't
That's
say
what I'm
don't have
preaching.
kids. I would just say
It's gonna make you not want kids, but still have kids.
What?
oh,
I don't hate my job. I don't hate it. It's just like you just have to prepare
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It's a whole
lot.
thing.
And not only are you watching the kids, but you're also a teacher. So
That's
I have to do
true.
my
Oh, you gotta
lesson
teach.
plan.
Oh,
Yeah, I gotta do my lesson plan, bulletin board, artwork.
oh,
Make
You
sure
a
my artwork doesn't
teacher?
expire. Like I'm not just sitting there watching kids. I gotta follow a schedule.
I'm sorry. I'm very.
Wow. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
That's crazy. I got a kid you can watch.
You know what? I already do babysitting on the side too.
She said,
And you do babysit?
Yeah.
Wow. So
"Why do you do that? Why would you do that?
Your
to-
life is all about
I
kids.
don't know.
Your-
I guess the money, like, some side
Is it
money.
good?
The side money's good. I don't mind making the money, but I don't like to consume every weekend of babysitting. And it's actually gotten to the point where parents keep asking me almost every weekend. And I'm just like, no. I don't want to tell them no, but it's like, I do have a life too. Like, I want
Yeah.
to enjoy my life. I'm only 23.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's
And I'm in
crazy.
school, so yeah.
No,
Oh wow.
don't do that to yourself.
Well, life is about kids.
What? Just watching my baby cousin is a hassle. Ended up
yeah.
going to the hospital because he fell, and it was a whole thing.
No, I got some
Same thing with
stories.
my niece. She's
Oh,
her.
Pilar.
She's. I'm happy that she's used to me, so she doesn't give me that much of a headache that she gives to other people that watches her. But like literally, I remember last week when I was watching her, my younger sister walked in the room and she started crying because she didn't know her face. So I had to tell my younger sister, get out of the room. Like now. Like I'm trying, like, get out. I'm not trying to hear. And I had to put Coco Melon on. And I'm so happy it's on Netflix, so I don't have to go on
Oh,
YouTube
yeah, it
to
is.
search for it. But I'm just,
That's the thing. I like, and in daycare, is that do y'all do that or you just stick with your lesson plan? Because
Well, we're actually not allowed to like show them videos and stuff. It's all through the school system. But sometimes whenever it's like less kids, we
you just go ahead and do what
But
you gotta do.
like for instance, if we finish snack, we finish snack at 3:30, but we go outside at 4. So there's a 30-minute difference. So sometimes we'll just play some Cocomelon for them. It really gets their attention.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, because as soon as she hears it, her head is turned.
It's hypnotized.
And
It's the word hypnotizing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
As soon as I turn it off, she lifts her head. She doesn't hear it. She doesn't see it. And she starts whining. I'm like, oh my God.
My baby cousin slapped me because I turned it off.
Oh.
He's like he I don't think he realized he did it, but he was
Gosh.
just a nice
They don't
just a
play.
nice slap.
No,
Nice
it's
slap.
Cocomelon. You gotta give him Cocomelon. Well, my week was busy because I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and then coming back home to deal with school and also this podcast. It's made my life busy than what I'm used to. And it's like now I'm trying to get used to it because I'm not used to working a 9 to 5, like 5 days a week.
What do you do now?
Well, I work at a doctor's office, but like before when I worked at the hospital, it was 3 days a week, 12-hour shift. So I was used to that, but now switching over to 5 days is, I don't know how people do it. It's hard. Like I like being off early, but I think it's the waking up early that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Like that is hard for me. Still learning. How was your week?
My week was booty. I had a lot of work that I had to do, and then it's Father's Day weekend. So, as I said last episode, everybody's trying to get their stuff last minute. Because where I work, I have to make custom stuff for people. So, yeah, everybody's trying to get custom shirt or a hat or whatever last minute and want it the next day. And yeah.
Trash.
And then I had an essay that I didn't know about due. So I haven't been in school for 2-3 years, and this was the worst way to go back to school. Like everything is online, and I had to like write a paper. I forgot how to do a thesis. She was like, "Oh, you didn't have a thesis in your last paper, but it's okay. I'll just give you a little 80." but like it was hard because I had to like stay up all night, do that, and then stay up again. Like I didn't sleep for the whole week because I have to work on my other stuff for my personal business and then my other friend's business, and then I got to work on work stuff at home, and then
it's a lot.
It's a whole thing.
Being a young adult is
being an adult in general.
Yeah. Like they made
It's harder and
like
harder.
growing up, I've always wanted to be an adult, but now that I'm adult, I'm like,
I feel like
Ghetto.
no way.
our parents made it like super easy. Like they made it seem. I guess back then, I'm gonna say it. Back then, it was easy. Cause now looking at it, like us, we have it way harder, which is why a lot of kids are not like making it at 21 or 23. Like you're supposed to have the 9 to 5 already. You're supposed to have the $100,000 career already, but like times are
It's
different.
Especially jobs now, they want so much, but they don't realize like I just graduated college. How am I supposed to have all this stuff?
Yeah.
If I just graduated,
Exactly.
like you're supposed
What
to
experience am I
find it.
supposed to get if you're not?
Exactly.
And then that's what gets me. I'm like, you were in my position once. How can you say that?
Exactly. Like,
it's just
what's your story? Let me know.
That's the thing. And then they'll tell you their story like it's the same today. It's not at all.
exactly.
It's not at all.
It's ridiculous.
So,
but
That's my week.
as we said, as you can see, we do have a guest today.
Woohoo!
Hey guys.
Woo, woo.
Hola.
Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Oh, my name is Paige. I have a podcast. I also have a podcast. It's
Whoop,
called
whoop.
Same Book, Different Page.
Yes, plug yourself. Mhm.
I
Yep.
started it If you want to listen to it, you can always go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or other platforms that I actually don't know what other platforms.
I don't know other platforms either.
I don't know.
We just here.
Anyway, so it's called Same Book Different Page. And then if you want to follow my Instagram, it's Paigey Love. It's PAIGEYYLUV.
So, what made you start a podcast?
Well, I work, as I said, I work like a 9 to 5 job. I mean, well, a little bit earlier, but you know what I mean. And I'm just like, man, all I do is the same thing. Like, I just go to work and then go to school, or go to school and then go to work. And then I'm off on the weekends. It was only a 2-day weekend. And then it was just so repetitive. And then I realized, I'm like, I do like sitting with people and just having conversation and interviewing them on their view of different things. So I was like, you know what? I think it'll be really fun to step outside the box and start my own podcast. Nice. And even though I do work with children, I don't really have a specific career that I want to do, but I do have a few things in mind. And my major is communications, which has to do with talking. So, that's kind of like, it kind of sort of in the same field as what I'm going to school for. So I just want to try something new, and I actually enjoy it, So, yeah. What made you want to start a podcast?
Me? I spoke a little bit about it, but really my experience growing up in a Haitian household, obviously, and it was hard for me to express my thoughts, like express how I'm feeling or express my emotions towards anything that I went through. I wasn't able to let them know, or how I knew they would be responding. I didn't want to tell them anyways. So I was like, why not create a platform where I can say all the stuff without having to worry? Yeah, they'll watch it, but it's already been said. Yeah. I can't take it back. So it is what it is. So yeah, I created the platform for that reason, really, to just talk about anything I want, being real, not holding anything back. So
yeah.
Here we are.
And the more I do it, the more comfortable I am. And I'm like, yeah. Like, I don't care what you got to say. I'm gonna say it. Like, I've noticed that throughout. I mean, I'm only on season 2 right now, but I've noticed that within that little bit of change, because I just started in March. So.
Nice, in March.
It's something about having your thoughts recorded and then hearing it back. It not only makes you more comfortable in front of the camera or in front of the mic, it makes you more comfortable in person, because you can honestly say you know who you are. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like I can honestly say I know who I am because I done recorded myself exposing myself and then listen back to myself. Yeah, like you
Sometimes like I'll find myself watching like an old episode and I'm like, wow, I really said this. And I'm like, wow, this really relates to what, I'm going through right now. And I'm like, I never thought whatever I said in the past would actually relate to what I'm going through right now. Like, it's just mind-blowing to me. I'm like, okay, look at God. Okay, so right now we're going to take a quick commercial break. Hey guys, welcome back to another video at TheUncommons. Today's video will be about the new website. As you can see, we did a lot of upgrading. It is more user-friendly. I had an amazing photographer who did my niece and I pictures and it came out bomb. The episode page is still the same. The website is actually www.TheUncommonsLLC.com now, so it is no longer .club. Yes, I know. That was very weird for it to be .club, so now it is .com. The episodes page is still the same, and merchandise is actually available for purchase now, so get it while it lasts, guys. And if you ever have any questions, you can always contact me on my website. I am always available. And until next time, guys, stay safe. I'll see you on the next episode. Okay, so we're back to from the commercial break, and now we're just gonna. I I I don't know. I feel like for me that everyone out there has a testimony to say, like about what God has done for them. And personally, for me, I can say, I think about 2 years ago, I started getting into car accidents like crazy. Like I would get in a car accident and then I would get a new car. And then literally 2 months later, I would get in a car accident again. So I know for the year of 2019 going to 2020, I got into 4 accidents
Oh, wow.
back to back. And out of the 4 accidents, 2 of them, the cars were total loss. And then one of them, I only had like a broken pinky that I was able to go to rehab and get it fixed. And then when I would go back and look at the pictures of my car, I'm just like, whoa, like the car is smushed in. And I'm like, I could have been dead. And even like the beginning of this year, because after last year, I was like, God, I'm tired of car accidents. I was like, I don't want no more car accidents. So I'm going to need you to do something about it because I'm tired of having to deal with that. And like starting the beginning of this year, there were like so many accidents that really could have happened. Because I remember one night I was getting off 95 on Okeechobee, and it just finished raining.
It's always Okeechobee. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I know. I know.
For real.
I know. And like literally I turned and in the car next to me turned as well, but the road was still wet. And this is what gets to me about Florida drivers. It's raining.
Slow
Why
down.
are you speeding?
Where are you going?
Literally, where are you going? Like the road was, yeah, it's not raining anymore, but the road is still wet. And literally, this car turned, and he did a whole circle. And my car's here. His car comes literally right next to my window. And I don't know if you guys know, like as soon as you get off 95, like if he had hit me, my car would have went over the bridge.
Oh.
And I was like, I was like so thankful and grateful. I was like, oh my God. Like, it's just like little things like that you think about. You're like, he's really looking out for me. Because if he wasn't there, I could have been dead. Like, no matter how hard I hit the brake or the other person hit the brake. So it's just things like that I just think about a lot. And I'm just like, thank you.
That's really good. Wow. So when all this was going on, has this ever given you anxiety to next time you drive?
Yes, because my first accident actually, I was getting off of work and I don't know, like those roads that has the yellow line that separates the right and the left lane. So yeah, it was that road and I was getting off. The car was coming straight, went over the yellow lane and hit me head on, like head on.
Oh, wow.
And that was actually the accident where my pinky was broken. And ever since that accident, I had like bad anxiety taking that road, going to work. And I had no choice but to take that road because that's the only way I can get to work. So like every time I would pass that road and I would see lights coming, I'll be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, just breathe, breathe. Because it was very, very traumatizing to pass that road every day. It took like probably 4 or 5 months before I was finally back to normal to be able to just drive and be okay. But it is very traumatizing. But I was like, I need to drive because I got places to be. So I'm going to get behind the wheel and just, I feel like it's the best way to face your fears and just do it, basically. So that's what
do
I
you
had to
think
do.
God's plan when you would just keep get into these accidents back to back? Like, what do you think he was showing you?
I thought about that a lot. I was like, was there something wrong with me that I needed to fix? And even my parents used to be like, what is going on? You're getting into accidents back to back. Like, you need to really evaluate yourself. Like, what is going on? So I really, during those time, like, I really sat down, and then I used to like do a lot of devotions and watching sermons and like praying, and then I realized that it was. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Um, it was because during that time was with it was during the time where I took the break for the podcast, because there was a period of time where I did stop recording. Like, I just stopped. I lost all motivations to even continue this podcast, and it was during that time where the accidents were happening, and I was like, is it because of that? Is this like, as harsh as it sounds, like, is this a sign you're telling me to go back and record? Like, that's a hard way to tell a person. Like, you need to go back and do what I tell you to do. Like, like it was hard for me to accept. Okay, I have to do this, not because I'll get into more car accidents, but because this is what he wants me to do. So, yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was. But you have any testimony you like to share?
Honestly, I do have a testimony. When I've been going to the same church for like 7 years, and I really like the church. Like, I still go there now. I really like it. But every year for New Year's, our pastor would always say, write down what you're gonna do next year. What are you gonna do in 2019? What are you gonna do in 2020, 2021? And I kept saying, getting closer to God. But guess what? I wouldn't change anything. And I kept saying it, but I didn't realize what I really wanted. Like, I didn't think about what that really meant. And then once COVID came around, everybody's freaking out. I'm freaking out because they're like, what is this? Like, yeah. But anyway, that's when I started having anxiety and getting like panic attacks. Not because of COVID, because thinking about everything, I'm just like, man, like, what if I lose my family? Like, these were things that I was really thinking about. I know, like, a lot of people are just like, oh, who cares? But back then, I was worried.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be able to sleep, and I would just, like, stay up and watch TV. And I wouldn't have panic attacks back to back, but, like, I've had, like, a panic attack. Well, I've had it before in general, but it was just, like, reoccurring. And then finally, my best friend, she's actually gotten, like, closer with God, so she would like tell me a lot of stuff about getting closer to God and everything, and she would encourage me. And one day I was just like, you know what, like, I do want to work on my journey with God, like, I do want to progress. So as I'm learning, I'm sitting here, I feel so encouraged and everything, and I'm really learning about what it means to really have that connection with God. So it just came a time where I was like, you know what? I'm going to get baptized. I'm going to go get baptized, and I need to, like, start again. Like, I need to start trusting God. And I think my main problem was that I did not trust my Heavenly Father. And I needed to trust Him. Yeah. And I swear, like, I wouldn't say right after I got baptized this happened, but as I've grown spiritually and, like, had more of a connection with God, I have to say, I really don't have any fear. Like, nice. Thou shalt not live in fear. I don't worry about things anymore. I'm just like, it's in God's hands. I trust you, God. And I've just been reading the Bible more, actually worshiping Him and, like, spending some time out of the days talking to Him. Like, in the morning, I get in the car, I pray before I go to work. I pray for the children, even though they get on my nerves. I pray for the children. I pray for the staff, even the coworkers, And but it doesn't matter, Yeah. I pray for the parents, the staff, and the children, and everything. And I'm trying to better myself. But basically, my whole testimony, it's still written. Like, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on myself. But overall, I can say that I have seen a big life change as I've drawn closer to God. Like, I've really seen that.
So you just got baptized like straight? Like you didn't? How did that happen?
My church, my pastor, they do baptisms once a month, or the third Saturday of every month. And he would always be like, "Oh, if you want to get baptized, go see sister such and such." And I was like, "I don't feel like it," but I always wanted to get baptized. Like, I think I've been wanting to get baptized since like 2019, but I kept like procrastinating and kept thinking I'm not good enough to get baptized. Like, I was really thinking that. I was like, I'm not ready. But then I learned you're never really going to be ready, and that's the first step.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you got to just do it. As far as like me deciding to get baptized, I was already starting to grow spiritually before I decided to get baptized. Like, I really feel like COVID happened for a reason. It really allowed me
I've
to
said
really,
that a lot. I said that a lot last year. I was like, because during COVID, it forced a lot of churches to do stuff that they weren't used to, like online churches. A lot of churches had to do that. That was the only way to keep their church growing. So it really pushed a lot of people outside of their comfort zone. So
Yeah.
I always said I think COVID was meant to happen, as harsh as it sounds.
I know, it is harsh, but it's just like, it allows you to be like, you know what? Like, I'm not promised tomorrow.
Exactly.
I need to build my relationship. And I think it goes beyond us just saying, oh, I'm a believer. Like, you have to show that you are his child, So building that connection with him, reading, treating people with love and care, even if you don't even like them.
That
Don't
is
hold a
hard.
grudge,
That is hard.
Forgiving people, like, you don't want things to be against you. Like, you don't want to hold things on your shoulder because that's all going to be a part of Judgment Day.
That is
So it's like,
yep.
it's going to be like, well, I see a little chip on your shoulder. So, I'm just kidding. But, you just got to, like, really focus on your relationship with God. So I feel like I'm still working on that. I'm not going to lie, like, after I got baptized, it didn't happen right away where I'm like, oh, I'm so determined. Like, honestly, once you get baptized, that's when the devil knows you, like, what you
You're more
did.
vulnerable.
So he's gonna try to, like, mess with your
He
mind.
definitely wants
And
to
I was,
know.
like, sitting there afterwards, I was like, not right after, maybe a few days or a week later, I was just like, man, like, I have no, like, passion to do anything. Like, I really felt like that.
Oh, no, it happens. That,
And you have to be strong enough to just be like, you know what, let me just grab this Bible. And,
Yep.
That's why I asked the question, because it's not that I tell myself I'm not ready or whatever. I just know I don't want to deal with the heaviness that I'm about to deal with when I get baptized. That's why it took me years before I can even get baptized, because I was like, well, at first I got baptized because I felt pressured to get baptized. My dad was low key like pressuring me low key. He don't want to say it though, but he was pressuring me. And
no, that's not how you want to get baptized.
yeah, so that's how I got baptized. So I'm thinking about getting rebaptized, because I guess you can do that. I didn't know you could do that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's serious. It's a serious thing. That's why I asked you the question, because I don't feel like it's that easy to just get up one day and be like, oh,
I'm gonna get baptized.
I'm about to get baptized. This is gonna change my life.
Yeah.
We good, God. Yeah. It's more of a serious thing.
Yeah.
And
And the Holy Spirit will talk to you and like you'll be like, you know what? All of a sudden you just get driven. But I will say, my personal opinion, I don't think you have to get rebaptized if you don't want to, because you already showed like that you're following Christ.
Yeah. I know I don't have to. The reason I want to is because I want to come into it myself with my own thoughts, my own intentions.
Gotcha.
And I don't want it to be like, well, I don't want to be my story where, I tell people, well, I really got pressured into it and then I became
Oh, sure.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather just redo it for myself, just to reassure myself. It's really for me, it's not really for anybody else, but just to tell myself, okay, I'm doing it because I understand what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know the hardships I'm about to go through, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go through with it.
Yeah.
You got the wheel. Please take care of the wheel.
Yeah. And I was, I can actually say I was happy with my dad because I wanted to get baptized at a younger age, but my dad would always be like, "No, no, you can't get baptized now." Like he would always be like, "You need to find God for yourself before you can get baptized." And I used to get so mad at him. Like I was upset with him.
How old were you around that time?
I think I was like in high school, so probably like 15.
Were you upset because you just wanted to try the little cup?
No, I thought that I was ready to get baptized.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, I'm a Christian. Why can't I get baptized? You know?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I like to this day I'm like really happy that he did not let me do it. He would always be like, "No, you can't get baptized. Like when you're ready, you can get baptized." And I think I got baptized when I was like 18, 19, and he made me do the class with him because my dad is a pastor. So I did the class with him, and then I got baptized. And then now I'm like, yeah, if I had got baptized earlier, like a lot of mistakes that I've done would have pushed me further away from God.
Yeah.
So I was
Especially being in the culture that you're in. That. Are you Haitian?
No.
Okay, you're blessed. But
yes, you are.
but like, I mean, no disrespect though.
We love
Disrespect.
I love being a Haitian, so don't take it that way. Please.
But that culture can be a very like toxic thing, because of I lost my train of thought.
Oh, I don't know where you're going with it.
No. Well, I forgot what you said because I was gonna tie it back to what you said. But
God didn't want her to get
oh,
baptized
okay,
when
yeah.
she was a teenager.
The culture will destroy you, which is what's gonna make you push back way more if you had gotten
Oh yeah, I was
baptized at a
my
young age.
and I made my mistake.
Yeah, and you made your mistake. It's really the culture. Sometimes you can get baptized at a young age, and then depending on how people are around you or how they treat you or how they take care of you, it may even put you more up into that spiritual thing. But yeah, I feel like that's a whole nother tradition we need to break. A whole thing we gotta figure out with the Haitian people.
My friend, well, she's Haitian. She has 3 sisters. We went to school with them. And she was telling me that her and her sisters all got baptized, and at the same time they were like 15. Well, she was 15. They're all close in age, so around that time, and it didn't seem like she regretted the time that she got baptized, because still to this day she's still loyal with what she wants with her walk with God. So I think it just depends.
It does depend on who's around.
Also, she grew up in the church, so she knew
Yeah.
that she was ready. So I think it just depends on everybody's mentality.
That's the thing though, because I grew up in the church, and it's just you hear things in the church that make you be like the thing I don't like that Christians do is they use a scare tactic to like get you to come to the church or whatever. I don't like that because that's just gonna make me question a lot of things and not really want to show up. So it does depend on like who's around you, really.
Yeah.
But me, I've been around so many Haitian people, and not all of them are like the best. And you through time you start to see like, okay, this is what you need, but you don't know that as a young kid.
Yeah.
You don't know that. It takes time. But that's just my culture. It just depends on who you're around, really.
Yeah, like who's gonna build you up, or if you're just gonna get
tear
into
you
this,
down.
end up in a sticky situation.
Definitely. So what were some hardships that you had to overcome, like in your relationship when you first started?
Hardships, I would say discipline. I was really, in general, I still to this day struggle with my prayer life.
I
Like
would
I
say everyone.
am struggling. Like I really feel like I'm getting like pulled. Like it's like I know what's happening, and I know that I should, like, not acknowledge it and still push forward, but I still don't. Like that's my biggest thing. It's like discipline. Something else that happened, but I forgot. As far as like, I really feel like one of the hardships is making sure that I'm not entertaining things that's not of God. That is like the hardest
that is
thing.
hard.
It's like
Explain.
there's a lot of things that like as Christians we should entertain, and we have to be careful because we could be opening doors, and it's just like, you know, there's rap music, like listening to certain artists. It's not even just about rap. It's about the certain artists and what they do behind closed doors. Like, you know, obviously we all know the stories about Beyonce. I love her music. You know, it's like, but we hear that she's doing all this stuff, so it's like, I'm not trying to worship the devil. So,
But that's
you
the
know, like, be
thing,
careful.
though. That's the thing. I don't live in fear. I feel like that's a whole nother
true.
thing that people do that try to, because you don't know that for sure. You don't know that to be true.
Yeah.
So like me, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to do this, but for me, I listen to whatever I want because I know where my heart stands. I know
That's
that
true.
like I'm not gonna do drugs if I listen to rap. Like, I'm not going. It's just not for me. One and two, why? So you just gotta. It's really
Knowing about control.
Yeah, control,
Like, don't
control.
act upon it.
Exactly.
And
Definitely.
it's funny that you said that because I'm literally the same exact way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I can watch this and not worry. Like,
Exactly.
I don't have fear.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it can happen where, you know, it can open a door. I mean, this is just from things that I've learned on, like, you know, what are they called? Like Christian influencers, like people like that. And then like my best friend, she goes to prophetic church, so they really get down to the nitty gritty of like,
Yeah.
spiritual. They're like really
Wow.
Yeah.
no, they're like really strict.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dang, like you scaring me, like. But no, so when you learn about this stuff, it's like it's true. It's all about knowing. It's like I already know this, so I'm not, as long as I don't act upon it. But at the same time, you do still have to be careful with entertaining certain things. Like, you know, the whole, well, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I don't know.
Go ahead. We got
What?
time.
The
I don't know
whole
if y'all know
what?
about the crystals. You know, I don't try to
Crystals.
entertain
I've
that.
never heard of that. What?
Oh. I know. Yeah.
So basically, you know about spiritualists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
use like
they use
crystals to
and-
like tell them stuff or
Yeah, and I don't
I see.
entertain it. I don't believe in it because I don't think that it is. Sorry, whoever's listening, I'm sorry, but I don't think that it is of God. Like I understand if you don't believe in God, that's fine. But if us as Christians, or if I keep touching,
Nah, you're good. You're
if
good.
us as Christians don't want to entertain it because we believe that it's something that is not of God, like that's just that. Like I don't know.
But then again,
When you're doing that means that you're worshiping something. And in the Bible, you're only supposed to be worshiping
God.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, so you just have
So,
to be
like,
careful about that stuff.
you're right. This is true. You do got to be careful. At the same time, I know myself.
That's what I was gonna say.
I know myself enough to be like, I mean,
But would you like buy a crystal and go home?
I'll try it. I would try
But
it.
that's the
I'm not gonna lie.
like-
That's the thing. That's
I
the thing.
wouldn't.
I'm not gonna
That's
try
the
it
thing,
to.
that's one. It's okay to understand it and be like, oh, okay, you do.
Yeah,
this,
that's what
but-
I'm saying.
But buying it from somebody, you don't know what kind of door.
Yeah, you're right.
Be careful.
You're right. But like, the reason I say I would buy it is because, just reading the Bible, right? You can't just go off of what the pastor says. You can't just go off of what your youth pastor or what their youth leader said in Sunday school. You have to do the work yourself to like find out what does this scripture actually mean, and then you have to go through it. Like it's when you read just a verse in the Bible, and there's how many pages in the Bible. When you read just the verse, sometimes it may take you like years to understand exactly what it meant. And God will put you through a few things for you to fully understand what the Bible is trying to say to you.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't know that if you just went by whatever the camera died. If you just went by whatever the pastor said, you wouldn't know that. So you kind of have to like see for yourself type of thing. I'm not saying, because we as Christians, you're gonna have doubt. If you're a real Christian, you're definitely gonna have a lot of doubt, a lot of questions. But if you're not like exploring those questions, you won't know for sure. This is why I'm so comfortable in who God is for me,
Yeah.
because I done tried, what was it, crystals? I done tried that. God ain't here. God ain't here. God is where he said he is. So I'm not finna I'm gonna try it, or at least understand it or look at it. But I don't want to just be like, no, I'm not gonna try it. You know what I mean? Like, cause you don't really know. You're just hearing based off what people are saying. Cause people, like I said, they're trying to scare you to not do a certain thing.
Sure.
So you got to find out for yourself, like what that thing is, I guess. I don't know if that, but I'm not telling you to do. I'm not telling y'all to do nothing y'all not supposed to be doing. I'm just saying for me,
And
I'm
it's
grown.
okay if you want to buy some crystals. That's your business.
It's your business. I'm grown. I do what I want. You don't gotta do what I do. For all y'all Christians out there, don't get at me.
I just feel like it. You have to know yourself, like as a Christian. Like, who are you as a Christian? And I feel like if you know where you stand as a Christian, then, like what you said, Jashab, trying that stuff is not really going to move you because you know who you are. You know what God has done for you. You know what He's brought you through. So I feel like if you do want to try it, you want to know more about it, because that's what atheists do. They
They go to
they
church.
go to church.
They go to church
read the
just to
Bible.
because they want to understand, like, why are y'all like this?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, why can't we do the same to see why they're so strongly like about that?
And you're always, for me, I'm always gonna get the same outcome. Like, okay, well, God is not here in this. Oh, God is this for me in this. Okay, well, y'all still wrong.
Yeah.
But
it's your faith.
yeah, it's really a faith thing.
Yeah.
It's your faith.
It's
Like if
testing your faith.
exactly, but
You have
don't
to
do
test
it if you know you're rocky.
That-
like
But yeah, if you know that that's a weak point for you, then you
No.
got to
Yeah.
stay away from it. But
But
like,
if you just want to like see, just to see, like,
yeah,
and you know nothing's gonna change your faith about God,
because
then
the thing you don't want to try where people are telling you who you are.
exactly.
So like, the pastor is gonna tell you who you are, and whole time, them stories you hearing about Jay-Z, that pastor might be that dude. you don't know. That's why you have to do the work for yourself to find out for yourself.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor or a pastor or anything. That's
Same
just
thing with me. I'm just letting you guys know. Find yourself first. Like, know who you are as a Christian. Know your own identity.
Yeah.
Like, once you know your own identity, I feel like nothing should be able to phase you with your relationship with Christ. Like, yeah, you'll face hardship, but you know, at the end of the day, who has your back? Like, you know who you trust. So, that's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my hardships. Is like making sure that, like, you know, I'm not. It's like, can I do this? Can I do that? Like, I have to be very like. But at the same time, like what you said, nothing phases me.
Yeah.
It's kind of both.
I get what you're saying too. You kind of do have to live your life though,
Yeah.
because like you said, you're 23. You want to have fun. Have fun, experience those things, so you know, like, okay, maybe, okay, this is cool. Like, some people will tell you not to drink, but then I've been to pastors' houses where they have a whole bar
Yeah.
full of alcohol. So like, you really just have to like do it for yourself and do it. That's the biggest thing for me.
I mean, I still drink. I mean, I don't drink to get drunk, but I'll still like drink.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I get a little cocktail, whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like.
I feel like there's nothing wrong
You're not
with
gonna
that.
be you're not gonna be drunk or anything, like, because you know, like,
that. And plus, in
I'm
the
not gonna do
Bible, he turned water
Into wine.
If we're really gonna get
Ice, the
into
blood.
it, if we're really gonna get into people who say you shouldn't drink, like, I understand you shouldn't drink to get drunk, but it didn't say in the Bible that you can't enjoy
Yeah.
drink, because when on the first Sundays, when I don't know if American
communion?
churches, the communion.
Yeah,
That's
well,
alcohol.
My church
Is it
Haitian,
alcohol?
Actually,
It's Haitian.
yeah, I go to a Haitian.
Oh,
I know
okay
it's
then.
weird. I know
Yeah,
it's American.
it's
But they have American service.
Yeah.
English service.
yeah. We just
They have an English service.
Yeah.
But they actually did used to only have Creole service. But the reason why me and my sister started going was because one of our friends, she wanted us to go, and she was Haitian. She would bring us to the Bible study. And I really liked the pastor. I was like, okay. And we would go, and she would just translate for us. We met some more friends. Other friends would translate for us. And then
Nice.
eventually they decided to have
Just-
English service.
Must be
me and
nice.
my sister motivated our pastor.
Must be
I didn't even
nice.
talk to him about it. He
Nice.
was just motivated by the fact that people that were American
Yeah.
were going to church. He was like, oh, I'm reaching out to other people now.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of Haitian churches, some Haitian churches don't do that. Like, they stay strictly to Creole services. But I'm like, you have young people in your church that want to bring their friends, but it's like their friends don't know Creole.
Yeah. And
And
remember, it's all about spreading the word.
Exactly.
Not everybody who's gonna understand the word or Haitian. So
exactly.
you know,
Big facts.
So on that note, we're gonna end
What time are we at?
1 hour.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you for everyone who tuned in today's episode, and thank you for being on the show.
thanks for
today.
having me.
Woo!
Yes. Again, guys.
I hope you come back. This was really exciting. I really like this topic. I didn't think it would have went this well, but I'm glad it did.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys next time on the next episode. Bye.
Bye. Take care. Have fun. All that. Bye.